Hey everybody, this is Andrew McCauley from Online FootPrint Magazine. We are recording live issue number 14, and today we're talking to Elaine Lindsay, as we do every month, about what is going on in Google, what's happening out there, and what things you need to know for your business as far as Google and Google Plus goes. Welcome, Elaine, to the program again.
Hi, Andrew. Good to see you. Wonderful to be back.
You too, and I'm sure there's been a whole bunch of things going on in Google land that you're going to share with us. But I know one thing that you and I have been speaking about off air is some of the things that people are missing, or things that you're finding that you're regularly helping people do in terms of their Google Plus accounts. So I guess today we're going to talk a little bit about search and a little bit about some of these tips and tricks that they need to start thinking about to make sure that they've got their right setup for their Google Plus account. Is that right?
Absolutely. That was really well put. I think what I want to do is start with search. And I know we've mentioned search before. Okay, everybody's not sure of what semantic search means. So in a nutshell, in really easy to understand language, it's before old style search, which they call Boolean, was based on keywords. The search would actually, you'd type in a keyword, one keyword, and it would return anything related to that word, whatever it was. Now, with semantic, what it means is search actually uses artificial intelligence to search their databases they've created to make it more contextual. So it's going to be more of a concept-based search rather than keyword. And what that means for small business, if you're consistently putting out really good content that is completely relevant to your niche, then you're going to be able to get found on page one. Why we talk about Google Plus and search like this is because if you start putting all your in on Google Plus, on that About tab, and you complete things properly with your tie-ins like authorship and publisher, the plugins that help you show Google that your content really is great and it really is relevant to your niche. Google search, all they want to do is provide the user with really good information. That's what we all want. So if you start from Google Plus, something I notice with people lately is they have steps that are making sure your address is verified. When you put an email address in Google Plus, and especially for your business pages, make sure you verify it. That's the little step that allows you to immediately get a vanity URL. Okay, it's not a big deal, but what that says to Google, and it's really good to make sure that your business page email goes to your domain. So whatever the email is, it should end in your domain. The website,
so with that,
same thing.
So just before you go along, when you say verifying, you've got to put some code in your website. I know some people are probably freaking out right now thinking, I don't know anything about code. I have no idea what that means. Would you suggest that they could even go somewhere like with a website verification, not the email verification, but the website one?
Yeah.
Would you suggest that they go somewhere like a Fiverr.com, and get somebody who can just do that? Because it's a pretty simple task if you know what to do, right?
It is, and most small back end of their website themselves, or they have a web designer or web developer. It is a relatively small piece of code that goes in the back of your site. And now, if you claim authorship, you can actually grab a plugin that will actually make the authorship work on your site. So you're not having to put so much in the background. Verifying the website is this little piece of code that shows Google that you are in fact the owner of the site, and the site is in fact relational to whatever you put on that page. If you don't have someone, yes, I'm sure you could find someone on Fiverr. At this point, they've made the code so simple, you can go in and put it either in your head tags, or you could actually put it in the footer. It will show a little Google plus the word and with a link, but that lets the algorithm know that your site is in fact connected. Now, specifically for small business, if you have a Google Places page, there is a code, a verification code that's involved in that really has to go in the root of your site. And one of the things that seems to be a problem for people is your website should start with an index page that is simply your domain name. It shouldn't be backslash, welcome or backslash home or none of those things. If you are starting from the root of the site, it makes it very simple. If that's not the case, then yes, go ahead and either get Fiverr to help you with that portion. Also remember, if you're using somebody from Fiverr or somewhere else, that you give them access to your site, make sure that you either take away that access separately or change your passwords and your user information when you're done.
Very
always want to be secure.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Indeed. Very good advice.
Where I'd like to go with this, and it's all to do with search, but this is discussed. Sometimes, when we're in a hurry or if we're trying to fit something into another social site that has perhaps a limit on characters, or maybe you're limited in time. Sometimes we set things up so long ago we don't remember what we put as a username, or there's a variety of reasons that you would have something that isn't related to your website. So it's really good to have, I have a process sheet for all my clients that lists every social site they use and the password is. As you go through your social sites, you should have very similar, if not exactly the same name for every site you have. Look, okay? If I'm Elaine Lindsay here, and I'm Elaine L somewhere else, to the algorithm, those are two different people. So I'm automatically losing search juice wherever I've put Elaine L, because that's not who I am. So that's something to think about. One thing I tell people, if you can't get your name, if you have a very common name like Smith or Jones, if you have the opportunity, if you put the article, the, T-H-E, in front of your name, articles are not actually considered by the name. So you're still going to get the credit for Elaine Lindsay. On Facebook, I did not take advantage of the vanity URL early enough, so another Elaine Lindsay did. So I am the Elaine Lindsay on Facebook. It does not affect my search. It comes up the same because the name part, I'm still me. There aren't a lot of different articles. There's nothing else you can really use that's going to give you that same credibility unless you use like a -1 or -2, depending on, Smith. There's a lot of Smiths out there. So that's something that you want to check on.
I'm just going to jump in there, Elaine.
All of your sites.
I just want to jump in quickly before you go on. There's you said that you've got a checklist or a cheat sheet. How can people find that from you? While I'm thinking about it, because I know I'll ask it later, but how can people find, or how can they get access to you to get that cheat sheet?
Okay, if you go to trulesocial.com, actually later today I will put up a link to that sheet. So it's a very simple sheet, but giving you a place, all that information. Make sure that you have one place to go back to when you're checking or have to change anything. So yeah, I'll absolutely put a link on my site.
We'll have a link in the magazine for people. We'll have a link in the magazine for people to actually access that.
Perfect.
As well. Okay, great.
Yeah,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. I just want to make sure that people are thinking, "Wow, where do we get it?" Don't jump off the call just yet. There's a link in the magazine for you right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I hadn't realized.
Okay.
Hadn't realized I'd actually said that. So yes, I'll definitely do that for sure.
All right, continue. You can continue on. I'm sorry to break you in the middle of the sentence there.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Basically, so where we want to go from there, search in this new semantic is actually taking into account what we're calling your social proof. Social proof is not just about your engagement, but it's about your engagement with the influencers that are actually in your niche. So if you are, for instance, I don't want to use social media because it's what we do and it's not what everybody else does, but say you are a wedding photographer. There are an awful lot of wedding photographers. Wherever you are, if you're local and you know the top 2 influencers in your field, photographers perhaps with your local paper or photographers that do your politicians, etc., then you're going to want to be sure that you connect with them. When the influencers in your niche are sharing your information, that is lending to your credibility, and that's really important. Don't bombard people, but if your content's good, your information is good, the influencers will definitely help you within your niche.
Great. That's good. Good advice. Good advice. I love it.
Okay. Did I miss anything, or did we want to maybe look at another part of search?
That's pretty much it. What's the as we wrap up? What's the biggest takeaway that people should be thinking about after watching this today?
The biggest takeaway for me really is consistency. Okay, make sure you are consistent wherever you are, and the second thing is wherever you get a chance to verify your identity, your email, and your website, please do so. It's important, and it all ties to search. And start from Google+.
Yes, that's Google+. So once again, Elaine, thank you very much. Where can people find out more about you, and how can they connect? Give us that URL again. Okay,
the URL is TROOL.social.com. That's TROOL social.com. Or you can find me on Google+.
Google+.
You can also search.
Imagine that, finding you on Google+. How fascinating.
Yeah, funny you'd find me there.
All right, Elaine.
Thank you so much.
You are a wealth of knowledge. You're a wealth of knowledge, and we really appreciate you taking the time to share this information with us today, and we look forward to sharing it again next month for issue number 15.
Well, thank you very much. I can't wait to get back.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.